Okay, here we are once again. It is the Cry Me a River Wrestling Podcast, the podcast by wrestling fans for wrestling fans. As usual, we got our people in the house. We got my man BJ. What's up?
What's good?
All right, you got your boy Big Daddy. Y'all know what that is. And without further ado, we're just gonna get into it. We had a few challenges because Hurricane Debbie is up here acting a fool. So so we coming to you a little bit later, but it's all good. We can't leave y'all out there. We got like our three faithful listeners.
right.
So we need to put out some content for them. Okay, so we'll start with Friday, we'll go to the Saturday, and then we'll go to Monday. Is that cool?
Yep.
All right. Good. Okay. Smackdown. We start off with the Logan Paul pulling up in the Prime vehicle. I am on board with LA Knight. This is the ugliest vehicle I've ever seen in my entire life.
Why does it have a Prime cannon on the back?
Because he's driven that to the ring and shot Prime out in the
But that's wild. I don't know. That's wild to me, bro.
Yeah, so that's.
It looks kind of cool though. I don't know. I feel like the color choice is kind of poor, but it wasn't Prime all over it. But it was kind of sweet. But I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
It's Prime. You know what it is. I guess now they're a corporate sponsor, so we got to deal with that now until they decide to kick Logan out, because apparently he's embroiled in a lawsuit, like a $68 million lawsuit.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I didn't get the details of that, but apparently he's in some.
I didn't even know that.
Some hot water. And he also got in the hot water for posting the thing about the Olympic boxer too.
What thing about the Olympic boxer?
You didn't see the thing with the Olympic boxer?
No.
All right, so this is Olympic boxer. I think she's from Algeria, maybe. And I could be wrong about that. But anyway, they tested her, and supposedly she failed a gender test. But what it is she's just got an extra XY chromosome. Like a lot of women do.
Right.
And a lot of dudes do too. They got extra chromosomes just kind of laying around, chilling.
Yeah.
They don't really affect them. But the girl, I think she was French, and her pops had just died, and she was fighting for him, and she quit because she said she had never been hit that hard by a woman in all her life, and that's what she does for her. She trains, and she said she'd never been hit, and she quit in like 40-some seconds.
Oh, wow.
And Logan Paul posted that this girl was a man, the one that was beating up on the French girl, and said you can't allow women, biological men to compete against women and all of this, that, and the third. And this is only important from the WWE side because they made him take it down. Well, they wanted to make him take it down, and he didn't want to take it down.
Oh, wow.
They're like, nah, fam, you can't. He's like, I can say whatever I want. So that was an interesting back and forth. And it stayed up longer than WWE would have liked. He did eventually take it down, but it stayed up way longer than WWE would have liked. I don't know if he's going to suffer any repercussions because of it. It turned out to be a big thing because a lot of other people weighed in on it too.
Oh, wow.
But it ended up being a big thing.
Forgive my ignorance on this, y'all. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, it ended up being a big thing. But from the WWE perspective, him working for them, they're like, nah, fam, you got to take that down. He's like, I ain't taking nothing down.
Yeah, that's wild.
He's like, you can't make me take it down. And then there's that. So it's not like Logan Paul needs the WWE anyway.
Right.
So he just kind of got into it because it was something else he could do. But I don't know. I don't agree with his comments, but I do agree with the fact that he should be able to leave it up. Even though he is spreading information, it's not like anybody else on Twitter is spreading misinformation. It's only Logan Paul. Gotcha. But anyway, he did end up coming out and apologizing because the girl is actually a girl. It's not a dude. And apparently she failed some gender test, but then whatever happened, and they're like, no, that's not right. You know, they just had the chromosome. Yeah, that's all it was.
Because that does happen, and like that will fool your test originally, and then you find out that's not even all that.
Yeah, it's not really what. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, that's what Logan was into this week. I tell you, you can't stay out of the news. You drop the belt, and that's what you're gonna go do. Okay, I got you. Just checking.
Right.
All right. So then you got your boy Cody. He comes out, calls out Solo. Now, before what was this? 4 or 5 months ago, we had never heard of a Bloodline Rules match. Now we'd have had 2 of them in the past. What?
Bruh, I don't know, bruh.
He done had 4 matches? Because he had the 2 against AJ. He had the Bloodline Rules match. Yeah, like 2 out of the last 5 matches he had them in Bloodline Rules. We never heard of a Bloodline Rules match before then. We didn't know what it was. We didn't really care. Like
I was like, dog, like, this is the other thing that I can't figure out is if you know he's got an army on his side, why would you say yes? It makes you look like a dumb baby face. I don't like it.
Well, of course, because you won. But wait, you won the last one.
But you had help from the Undertaker. So.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Help from the Undertaker.
Your record in Bloodline Rules matches is 1-0. If I get to play a team I can beat every single time, I'm going to play that team every single time. I can win.
Yeah, I guess you're not wrong about that.
I 1-0. I have no reason to think I can't win this Bloodline Rules match. I've never lost the Bloodline Rules match. It's not my match. It's somebody else's match. And they're 0-1 in these matches. It's literally got their name in it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's also kind of goofy too, but I'm not even going to get started on that.
We never heard of a Bloodline Rules match, and now we got like 50 of them on pay-per-view. I don't understand. And truth be told, the whole thing with all of Roman's matches were Bloodline Rules matches, won't it?
Pretty much.
They were all Bloodline Rules matches. Like, I mean,
that one you have with Ray in the cage. I think that was the Heck in a Cell. That one wasn't, but
all the rest
Ray beat the crap out of him. I was saying he won, but Ray beat the crap out.
I never got that. Ray beat the crap out of that big dude.
I started thinking Ray was going to win. Just so I was like, bro, there's no way that you don't pin after taking that much damage. How do you get up?
Ray beat the crap out of him.
In the face with the toolbox. He got work.
Yeah. Roman did get the work in that match.
I was like, and he definitely received more work than he gave out. And I was like, how did you win? You definitely received twice as much work as you gave out.
Definitely. All right, then after about 27, 30 hours, we finally come out with a match.
Oh yeah,
Melo versus Andrade.
Back again.
Andrade wins. Back again.
Because he always does.
But how we feeling about father-in-law's move?
Right. I was like, oh, so you can use your father-in-law's move now? And you're stealing moves?
He gave permission to use it.
Well, I was just joking anyway. Yeah, he's literally part of the family at that point anyway. So.
Yeah, so we just gonna swap each other's moves. Because he almost turned into a figure 8. If you watch it, he almost bridged.
I thought I saw that. I knew
it looked like he was trying to bridge, but then he's like, Charlotte gonna be mad if I do that.
Right.
Yeah, like, I better not do that. But yeah, he almost bridged. You saw it.
Which is funny, but I don't know. That's hilarious to me.
Well,
I got a kick out of that.
Just in case y'all don't know, Andrade is married to Charlotte Flair. So that's why I say his father-in-law's move, because he literally put the figure 4 on Melo. So that was what it was. I don't know why we doing this, but I personally like the figure 4 because I'm old school. Right. I like seeing it. I don't think it should ever go away. But also, put it out there. But people don't like submission moves no more. That's like a thing.
Also, I noticed, though, Andrade has kind of an older type style feel when he wrestles. And so I feel like it also works when he puts on the figure 4 because it feels like something he would do.
I'll be honest with you. I feel like he could brawl because he's bigger.
Right.
But he can also lucha because he's like...
A lucha?
Because he's lucha. But he can also give you a mat-based match, too.
Right.
I feel like Andrade is a really versatile performer, and I I feel like a lot of times, like it was with the beginning of Gunther, you don't always know what you're gonna get out of those matches. That's what made Gunther who he was. Is he could submit you, he could beat you to death, or he could just hit you with a power move. Like you didn't know what you were gonna get out of Gunther, and that made it interesting to watch.
See, I feel like Andrade gives you the same thing, kind of, because it's almost like I don't know what he's gonna do. Because he can do all three at such a high level. It's like
he does them all really well.
One of those at the drop of the hat could be what changes the tide.
Yeah,
he wins the match.
Yeah,
just boom.
He's a really solid talent, and I think they should keep him. I think they should keep him around and give him more stuff to do.
Yeah,
and maybe this thing past Mello, maybe that's just the beginning. And I would love to see that. I really would.
How do you feel about Mello improving? I would say this last match he had with Andrade was a lot better than the other ones.
Yeah, he's getting better. The matches, and I guess he's green though still. Yeah. He got to get some work on the main roster. And Andrade is a pretty good guy to learn from because he's been with two different companies now. He knows the ropes. I mean, he's an experienced. As you know, he's a really good. You could tell he's a really good wrestler. That might be the very guy to put Mello in the ring. And I noticed this particular match had less botches than the last one.
Yeah.
So they're getting smoother. They're building a chemistry together. It could work. I definitely like it. I like them both.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I watched the older era wrestling. I always loved when you could watch the dude, like when they bring in a new dude and he's wrestling somebody all the time. I always liked it when you could watch the rookie progress, like in front of you.
Yeah,
I always thought that was the coolest.
Yeah,
I always loved that.
That's an interesting way to book it because one, it takes time.
Yeah,
and you have to be able to book that and tell that story the right way. That's a really intricate way to tell a story, but it's a cool way to tell a story. You just got to make sure that A, everybody in the ring can pull it off, and B, you got to make sure you can pull it off as the booker.
That's also
to tell a story to make it effective. So it's a lot of work, but it pays off in the end.
Yeah, I just always thought that was the coolest thing ever.
It is.
I love that.
It is.
I always loved that.
I know. Specifically, you're thinking about MVP and Chris Benoit?
Yeah, basically. Like that kind of thing. Like, I always thought it was cool when you can have like a clear veteran that's like really great and you have him wrestling the rookie and he's just wrestling the rookie and you can see the rookie grow in front of you and you're like, bro, he's dope now. He wasn't sweet before. like I watched him like, oh, he learning all his moves. He nice for real.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to if you saw that feud, then you got to see MVP develop before your eyes, and that was pretty cool. But like I said, that's a hard way to tell a story because it takes a lot of it takes a lot of investment from everybody involved in it, from the storytellers down in the performers, and then but because you put this kind of time in it, as fans, we invest in it, and that's the payoff, and that's what you want.
Right.
But some of this stuff is easy. Some of it is easy, but some of it takes a little bit more work. They had Escobar versus Santos Santos versus Apollo Crews because apparently Apollo Crews is a glorified jobber now. Thank you.
Oh, we was already knowing though. That's how he got sent back down to NXT in the first place.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But how do we feel about somebody being under the ring and beating up
on Corbin?
Yeah,
on Bum Corbin.
Yeah, on Corbin.
I don't know. I thought the whole thing was whack. It was just whack. It was just, in the words of my good friend Flavor Flav at the Olympics, it was whackadocious, atrocious, and pocious. Mm-hmm. It was just whack.
Also, do you have any predictions of who that was under the ring?
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's dumb. It's all dumb. Just, we've done it. It's Hornswoggle. That's who it is.
I just hope it's not Carlito.
No, it's Hornswoggle.
I don't think it's Carlito.
If it's under the ring, it's either Hornswoggle, The Fiend, or The Undertaker. Those are the people that they leave under the ring all the time. If you go there now, I'm going to say, just on the record, it's going to sound crazy, Bray Wyatt will forever be under the ring. That's what I got for you.
He's one of many people. He's one of 3 or 4 guys, and
that are always under the ring. So I mean,
they're the only ones allowed to.
Of course, I say this with my tongue firmly implanted in my cheek. R.I.P. Bray, we love you, but I still think he's under the ring. But that's just my own personal opinion. That's all I got. Logan Paul come out with the promo, talk about his Cleveland dignitaries, quote unquote. Bring down the logo. I mean the banner, and the banner's got on it, and everybody. And then Nick all starts talking about his dignitaries, saying, "I put their names in my Google machine, and I can't find them." And I was like, "Okay, is that what we're doing?" I was like, "I knew this," but the signs though. Somebody's got a sign in the audience that says "Prime tastes like water from Lake Erie." Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. Bruh. That's all I got for you.
That's type wild.
Bruh.
That is type wild. I don't know. I feel like that's really the craziest. Ain't no way you said that.
And then they had a sign with your boy.
Who?
You Believe.
Yeah. I saw that.
I know you
saw
believe.
That.
You really do believe.
You have to believe in Joe Hinckley.
Don't say it too many times.
Did you say his name?
Yeah, she'll show up.
And also, of course, they had the old stand-ins.
Is it like Candyman and Beetlejuice?
Right? Like,
oh, gosh.
I was like, are you sure you're not Dexter Loomis? Because that seems like one of his type of gimmicks.
Hey, Dexter Loomis finally got a good gimmick. Let's leave him alone. So all right, so then you got LA Knight, he walk around looking for the banner, he take your boy's vehicle.
Yeah.
He take the vehicle, he ride around, and I guess we will revisit the vehicle on the pay-per-view. We know what happens.
Right.
Then we got the Witches versus the Storm and the EST. It's a DQ because of Blair Davenport. Now, do we see her on this main roster doing what she does?
I don't know.
And do we like her with the Witches?
I don't know. I thought that was an interesting pairing. I never saw that coming. The craziest thing is, I'm going to give you your props because you called it, but I did not see it coming.
I saw it coming because they didn't really have a spot for her. I have warmed to the Witches, which will be the only time in life I ever say that. Because like in real life, I'm not about that. I like them as a tag team.
Yeah, they're good.
I do. I like the fact that they're very Scottish and very Irish. Like they're not just like they're like homeland. Like,
oh yeah,
not like Giannis being from Greece. It's like Elijah Wan being from Africa, like that kind of Irish. Like first generation Irish. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Like they really. I love that. I love the fact that them and Piper Niven. I love all of it. I love all of it.
You can hear it in their accent.
Yeah, they're really. And the one girl not only has a thick accent, but she's got a lisp. I'm like, wow. And she still talks a pretty mean game. I don't have anything against people with lisp because both Cody and his daddy have it.
Mm-hmm.
Cody and his daddy both got lisp.
And one of my favorite wrestlers that apparently nobody else liked, Jack Swagger, but
yeah, that was a fail.
I don't know. I liked him.
Swagger was.
I was probably one of the only ones ever, but I liked him.
He could wrestle, but he didn't have any charisma though. That's what his thing was. He never got over with the fans because he was good in the ring, and that's all he was.
I disagree, but
why you disagree?
I don't know. Just because I don't know. I was younger. I thought Jack Swagger was dope, man. I don't know.
He was good in the ring.
Like, I love Jack Swagger.
Jack was good in the ring, but I don't know if they did him any favors booking him.
Yeah, his
but
booking was kind of
I think part of the reason why they didn't do him any favors booking him because he never really got over. Like, he was over for a while, but then he didn't stay over. It's like...
No, I don't know. They also have a bad habit of doing people crazy with booking anyway. Bear Cat Lee.
Gunther. Yeah, I'm going to win the King of the Ring, and then I'm going to just disappear for a month. Who you think you are, Seth Rollins?
Not even, dude.
Why don't you just write me on TV and then write me back off TV?
Bro, that
put me back on TV and write me off TV again.
All right, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah,
I'm a rant about that. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah, you probably should. That's a thing. Then you had the Chelsea Green and Tiffy Time spot was tremendous. Cause we love what'd she call it? Tacky time?
Yeah, tacky time. I was like, dog, I just call her tacky time, bro.
Bro, we love
that's type wild.
We love Chelsea Green, bro. We love Chelsea Green. And like, I guess all we pay Piper to do now is just sit around and sneer. I guess that's what we pay her for.
Yeah.
She's a good wrestler, but I guess we can't have her wrestle.
No,
At the same time, if I have to not watch Piper in order to watch Chelsea, Piper's off the show. I need my Chelsea Green, bro. I need my Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is great.
Chelsea is great. Oh, it's like tacky time is outrageous.
Tacky time is beautiful.
That's what had me. I was like, what? What did she say?
Tacky time. I was like, okay.
I got a kick out of that.
I did too. I was like, wow. And what did Tip tell her? Green is definitely not your color.
Yeah, green is definitely not your. I was like,
ooh, the tea.
Right? That's what young kids say these days.
Yes. And then, all right. And then we had the DIY promo. And we know they're going to get beat. Because they're wrestling the bloodline. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And it is a bloodline rules match, apparently.
Well, regardless, you're not going to lose because Jacob hasn't lost yet.
Well, and it's a bloodline rules match because every match that they have is a bloodline rules match.
Regardless if it is or not.
Yeah, then it always
I would say, like, Jacob, the way they're booking Jacob is he can beat you even if you have an army, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Apparently, he can beat everybody except that table. Anyway.
I am that table!
All right, Matthew. Okay. So, then we get to Saturday. It wasn't much drama in, like, to be honest with you, I thought the pay-per-view, it was predictable, but it was good.
Right.
Like, we kind of knew what was going to happen, but we still enjoyed watching it unfold. It was good. Right. It was predictable, but it was good. I don't know if I can say that about the last match of Smackdown. Like, we knew DIY was going to drop the belts, and it was going to end the way it ended. Like, we knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to watch the last match. The minute Gargano started coming out and pimping Cleveland and talking about how they won him out, I was like, yeah, they got an L coming.
Well, I already knew I was going to lose anyway because, like, as soon as the Bloodline won the number one contenders match, I was like, crap. They're in it. That means they're going to win.
Yeah, if they're in it, they're going to win. Yep. Yeah, you're right. And the only reason why that match existed was for them to win.
Yeah.
So they can have
know.
So, you know.
Bring the gold back and legitimize the new bloodline or whatever.
And I'm going to take the title off Cody Rhodes. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So we get to Saturday, PLE, and big hype. You know, everybody's in Cleveland, the land, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, everybody's hyping.
Shout out R.
Yeah.
Our man R.
So, all right. So, anyway, everybody's coming out. You know, they're doing their thing. It's Cleveland, baby. Let's get it in, you know?
Right.
So, they start off the pay-per-view with Rhea and Liv and Dom. And this went exactly the way we thought it was going to go. Exactly.
It didn't go quite exactly. Because one thing I do have to say is Rhea is one tough... tough somebody.
Yeah, in the words of Pat, she is one tough SOB. And she was wrestling. I don't know if you saw the match. You probably did. I had to watch it. The shoulder came out.
Yeah, and she said it's out. It's out.
Rhea pulled a Roman.
Yeah, it's out.
It's out.
It's out.
It's out.
And you could tell that she wasn't lying if you looked at it because it looked crazy.
It looked out.
And I was like, ew. And she said, don't stop this match. And I was like, you're tripping. Like, if it was me, you stopping the match? I don't care.
Yeah. Ring the dang bell.
Like, my shoulder is whole out right now. Like, I'm breaking kayfabe. I'm doing everything. I'm like, you need to put my arm back right now. Like, you need to stop this and help me right now.
Yeah, she banged her shoulder up against the announce table and it didn't pop it back in. So she banged it again. So by the time the match was finished, she did have it back in.
Yeah, it was back in, but
goodness
gracious.
Yeah, real.
But it was actually a great match. I loved it.
To be honest, though, this plays into Rhea's aura, though.
It does.
This is it's kind of like Nia Jax breaking the man's nose.
Yeah.
This plays right into her aura. So now we know that, well, it was what we already, it just confirmed it. We already knew that.
Right.
It's a real bloody Ripley.
Like, it makes her seem even tougher to, because now we know that, like, she knowingly was, like, her whole arm was out the socket, and she was like, no.
Now she's a legend.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're finishing this.
Yeah, we're gonna do this the right way, which is crazy.
Yeah, like I said, couldn't be me, man. Like, not I, said the cat. But, yeah, that was insane. I loved it.
Yeah, her whole shoulder was out. It looked crazy.
And then Dom ends up making her lose.
Of course.
Which you called.
I knew that. Because, Leah probably promised him some nuggies and some tendies. And, he a sucker for nuggets and tendies, bro. So he's going to, if I promise him nuggets and tendies, he helped me too.
And you can tell it's not a PG show anymore.
Well,
because he decided he want to be Stone Cold Steve Austin now.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Is that what we doing now?
Yeah, right? Like, type time.
Yeah, and we had what was that, Braun and Sammy. We knew how that was going into.
That was a good match, but I feel like you just can't follow Rhea. I don't care. Because it was a good match, but I was like...
That match was a little hard to follow. You probably got to end up on the other side of it.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, just the first match, because it was Rhea and Liv, and it was just such a great match. I was like, no, I'm not hating on Braun Breaker or Sami Zayn, none of that, but that match was just masterful, and so it was hard to follow.
Braun got to stop landing on his head, though, bro. Granted, he got that big steroid compact head like his uncle. But still, though, he can't keep landing on that thing. I mean, he was all right.
You need to stop doing that.
He calm down, bro.
It's scaring people, man.
Yeah. It ain't scaring him none. I don't think it's scaring him as much as it ought to be. Ask Big E. And I heard some distressing news about him, too.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, he's probably never going to wrestle again.
Oh, yeah, I heard that, too.
Yeah, because he keeps saying, I'm weighing my options.
Right.
Whatever that means. But yeah, we knew how that was going to end, and Sammy was going to have to take a beating, and he did.
Yeah, and then it was a good match.
It was a good match.
Braun Breaker won like he was supposed to. We knew that was going to happen.
We knew Braun was going to win because Sammy's probably got to end up in this whole bloodline nonsense again.
Right.
And allegedly, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you should be seeing Jimmy and Jay.
Oh.
Which is why Jay didn't win the Money in the Bank.
That's what it was. I was wondering because he was low-key one of the hottest other guys you had that could have, potentially got a championship or whatever.
Yeah, the Yeet Man is going to definitely be.
But he's going to be front and center in that drama because it's his drama, technically.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Well, it's Roman's drama now because Tribal Chief.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was a part of the drama since day one.
Oos.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. So we figured Sammy had to drop the belt because I got a feeling he's going to end up in this thing somewhere. KO probably will not.
Right.
But I'm figuring that Jimmy and Jay is coming back, and you will probably get the Wise Man. Now I did see something the other day that said the Wise Man could end up betraying Roman and going with the other bloodline.
Oh wow!
I'm like, that's a little far-fetched, I feel like, especially after knowing what they did to it. And if you know Paul's on-screen persona, that's not who Paul is.
Well, it wouldn't make sense for Paul anyway, because they were always abusive to Paul anyway. Like, Solo was regularly telling him, he's like, bro, if you don't make something happen, we're going to beat you up. Like, all of us are going to beat you up. At the same time.
Yeah, so...
I was like, dude, what?
I feel like... Dude said we did all of that to have a... It took us 10 years to have a legitimate Roman Reigns babyface, and we had to do it when he wasn't around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeet.
So I heard a dude say that. Like, he's a legitimate babyface now, and the people love him. So you know how hard we had to work to get that? This is back when presidents were young.
Right.
They weren't ever young. Yeah. Oh. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, special guest, Seth freaking Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah.
Yeet.
What'd you think of that match?
I loved it. I didn't expect him to actually give Drew the win. Yeah, alright. I told you I'm not really the biggest fan of Punk. I never really was. I'm more of a fan of Drew, and I just love Drew McIntyre anyway. So I was glad he won, and I loved it. I also didn't see the bro to sleep coming on Seth Rollins either. I didn't see that coming. I thought that if he was going to take one finisher, he had to get both of them. That's what I thought was going to happen.
I kind of see. It almost seemed like Drew and Seth were kind of sort of in that together.
Right?
Like, not for real,
but almost.
But kind of, a little bit.
Right.
And then you know he had what was it, the ref cam.
Yeah.
The ref cam, okay, I will say props to them for using this idea. It's what it is. It's not practical. You're gonna have to do some working out of it.
Yeah. I think it was convenient in the rematch though.
It was in the rematch, not so much in that match. Seth Rollins' pack fell off. He had to throw that out.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's such a good idea, especially if you have to take moves.
Yeah. If you're supposed to take any type of bump, even if it's like a goofy ref bump or whatever,
yeah, I don't think
you probably shouldn't, because it'll break, it'll screw it up. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work well.
Yeah. All of that, though, to say that man, Drew beat the crap out of Punk. Again. He beating them like them people beat up Cody Rhodes.
He gave him a final boss beating. I'm not even going to lie.
He did. He gave him a final boss beating. He beat that man to death.
I was like, when did the final boss become
Scottish?
Yeah, become Scottish. Like
Samoan, Scottish. Apparently, it's all the same.
Like, I guess they call him the Scottish psychopath for a reason, because he beat him like he was a psychopath.
He beat him. He beat him like he was a psychopath. He beat crap out of that man.
And then he tried to come back talking about I'm still alive. Like, bro, nobody cares. You almost died.
The only reason he didn't murder you is because the match ended.
That's the only thing he got, though.
I know. And not the bracelet.
Yeah, because he still got the bracelet. And there's no dignity to be had there. He beat the brakes off that man. He gave him a Green Bay Packers Dallas Cowboys level beat. Like, you will never recover from this.
Yo,
he beat that man to death.
That one was hard.
It was hard.
That one was hard.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about that later. You had Logan versus LA Knight.
Right.
Logan comes out in his Cleveland Browns outfit. Did you see the colors?
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet. All right. We know LA Knight's going to win. And he breaks LA Knight's window.
Logan's window in the prime vehicle.
Yeah. And the window that wouldn't break?
Yeah.
Yeah. He hit the window like 5 times and it wouldn't break at first. And then he had to make sure that it broke. But it finally did break, but it took him a minute. Well, of course, LA Knight was going to win, and he should have won before. But I don't think he's going to be I don't think he's going to go above the mid card because they're concerned about his age, which is weird because they have other people that same age that are doing the same thing. But that's a different story. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay, no offense, but I've literally been watching Bobby Lashley since I was like 7 years old. I'm not trying to hear that.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley is 48, I believe. Almost 50.
Like, I'm not trying to hear that, dude.
Did you know that he has the same thing that Jada Pinkett Smith has? The alopecia that causes you to lose your hair? He has that.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. He has it. He has his eyebrows tattooed on. And that's why he always shaves his head.
Well, that makes sense. I thought it was just because it was something he used to do in the military.
No.
I didn't know what it actually was. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's like a real thing.
Oh, that's
you know what? And that would probably explain how he used to get those scrapes all the time when he was wrestling. Remember that?
Right.
There was a spot in there where he was always bleeding and whooping you and bleeding.
Right.
Because it's an autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but in the words of Taz, I digress. But yeah, I mean, that match was what it was. I mean, we knew that Logan was going to lose.
Well,
again.
Of course, we knew he was going to lose anyway because he was at home, so.
Then there's that.
Yeah.
Hey, but the Witches won at home.
Yeah. Yeet.
The Witches won at home, though.
They're the only ones.
Yeah. DP versus Gunter. What'd you think of the match?
I actually loved the match.
Like, for real. Like,
I loved that match.
Yeah, I loved that match. It was actually, like, a really good match. I really enjoyed it. I didn't necessarily see Finn turning on him yet, or whatever.
We had to hurry that thing along, though, because that thing has been dragging out since freaking before SummerSlam. Right. I mean, before WrestleMania.
That's true.
Like, before the Royal Rumble.
I love that angle, though, and except for he was under the rope anyway, and so technically it was already a rope break. Well, because he was under the rope when he was being pinned. But that's a different story.
Well, that's why it was so easy for him to get his leg on the rope.
Yeah.
Because it was already close to the rope.
But I loved it, that angle in the middle of the match. It was great. I was like, as your DP ends up losing because of Finn Balor.
And Finn said that DP changed. And now we got a super faction with DP and Rhea. That is going to be hard to beat. And those are two of the biggest baby faces in the company, bro. Them Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Nobody would have put them together.
Well, now they got to go up against some of the biggest heels in the business, though. Dom and Liv. Because I feel like now that Liv has done all this to Rhea, too, she's become the ultimate heel, especially now that she's for Dom, too.
Yeah. I figure at some point Rhea's got to get the belt back, but I don't think it's going to be a Bash in Berlin.
I don't think so either. I think
Liv keeps that belt for a little while, and I think some more stuff has to happen, and Rhea has to really end up like catching her in the bar and beating her up. Like,
right.
Like the equivalent of that, like the wrestling equivalent of that, which actually is probably that. Anyway.
In the pub, fella.
Have a couple of pints, fella.
You gotta catch in the pub, fella. Some Sheamus type stuff.
Oh, definitely. But them your kid folks, though, right?
Right. But you gotta have the bar fight.
Gotta have a bar fight. Hey, I'm not against the women having a bar fight.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, have a bar fight. Matter of fact, we could find what's his name's bar.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Jerry the King Lawler doesn't work for you anymore. We could do it at Godfather's bar.
Right.
Godfather's bar. We'll do it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, we'll do it at his bar. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine with it. Cut him a check. He'll be okay. And then we had Cody versus Solo in a Bloodline Rules match.
Your favorite. Let's go.
Well, first of all, it's a Bloodline Rules match. But apparently the rest of the Bloodline didn't know till like 10 minutes in
That was kind of confusing to me. Like, if it's a Bloodline Rules match, you could have just came out from the jump and just been beating the crap.
It's a Bloodline Rule. It's literally y'all match. Where were y'all at? Where were you at catering? Where were you at?
Oh, did you see who Cody was talking to that told him help is coming?
Oh, yes, the return of the great Arn Anderson. That's wrestlers from my day, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Y'all don't know about Arn Anderson. Y'all don't love Arn Anderson like that. But I do. Yeah, because, and if you don't know the history, Arn was his manager over in AEW. And I found out some very interesting news about AEW that may not be positive for them either. But anyway, yeah, so that was and he said, you got some help coming. Now, we kind of know what that meant. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see all the people that I thought I would see. Because I thought the Twins was coming back then. They did not.
I figured I thought one of them would.
I thought Jimmy was going to show back up.
I thought Jimmy would show up whenever Roman did, but I didn't think he would actually be interfering in the match. I thought he was just going to be there with Roman. like standing there watching or something.
Yeah, so, you add that. And I guess that's the thing. You got to come back. And you had the return of, as I like to call him, Joe. Because his mama named Joe. So I'm going to call him Joe. As Roman Reigns came in, Superman punch, which is one of the lamest moves ever. And in the spear, and he wins, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Cody wins. And I do like the original Tribal Chief shirt.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
That's dope. We will see him again tonight on SmackDown. And apparently we will see him next week also.
Hey, we're getting more Roman Reigns than we did when he was champ. So.
Yeah. Well, he ain't got nothing else to do. He's sitting in the house, bro. Chilling. So,
That's not what he was doing when he was champ?
No, it wasn't. He was on the Tonight Show, and he just was all over the place, like talking with the belt on and nice suits and stuff. And that's what he was doing. But now he doesn't have the belt, so nobody has a reason to call him. So he can't do weekly vodka commercials. He can't do none of that because nobody cares. But so he it's what he's doing now. That's Joe. He came in, beat up Solo. We had Randy and Kevin come out.
KO.
Yes. RKO and KO. And I guess the most significant thing out of that match was Jacob Fatu in the spot he had.
Yeah.
Now, I have heard that even at this point, it's still a work. It is not for real. It is a work. Even though they saw there's a picture of him floating around with the rest of the crew and him in a walking boot.
Walking boot don't make sense if you have a knee injury.
That's why we think it's a work.
But that being said,
he's in a walking boot.
I don't know. I saw his face change, and he had the same look that Rhea had when her arm came out at first. If you looked at his face and you saw his eyes, his face changed for a second. It wasn't long. He broke character, and he was like, crap, that hurt. And then he got to throwing stuff. And one other thing that made me think it wasn't a work was he threw one of the chairs, and Cody was lying face down on the ground because he was supposed to have been almost dead. And one of the chairs almost hit Cody. One of the chairs he threw almost hit Cody. And so that made me think it wasn't a work, because if it had hit him, he was defenseless. In wrestling, you got to protect yourself, son.
Yeah,
he was completely defenseless.
Yeah.
And so that made me think that there's no way to protect your partner that way.
Yeah, I don't know. But it definitely looked real.
Right.
But you're right, though. He isn't in a walking boot, and he was holding his knee, and those two things don't really add up. So it still may be a work. And that might be how we plan to get Jacob over in the future. You know that thing where you pretend to be hurt and then you come out and you whoop somebody because you're not actually hurt at all? And it ain't like he can't wrestle barefoot because he's Samoan.
Well, so I don't know. I also feel like, because I'm 90% sure that Roman was supposed to come out and flatten him. And it was supposed to be a big deal because Roman was supposed to be the first one to flatten Samoan Werewolf. And so it was supposed to be a big deal. And I'm 90% sure that was supposed to happen. But I think they had to pivot because he was actually hurting.
But then what do you do with Solo?
Well, I mean, he was supposed to come out and flatten Jacob, and then he was going to beat up on Solo after. But I'm 90% sure he was supposed to be the first one ever to actually like deal Jacob damage, basically.
Instead of the table.
Yeah, instead of the table. I'm 90% sure he was supposed to be the first one basically to deal him damage.
Yeah, but the table did the more damage than Randy.
So he didn't get that chance.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. Because he is the table!
Yeah, he definitely was one with the table. He looked like his cousin. Okay, so it was, like I said, it was a good pay-per-view. It was predictable as all get out. But I enjoyed the ride.
Yeah.
So I think overall it's still a good pay-per-view. I loved it. Well, I'm not gonna say loved. I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best pay-per-view I've ever seen. And there wasn't a whole lot of swervage going on. And like, what is it? 4 out of the 5 bills changed hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was the pay-per-view to do that, I guess. And so we'll see where these storylines go. And then we got the Raw Monday night, and we start seeing this. Gunther comes out with the belt, starts saying, I'm the best dude ever. Y'all don't deserve to be in the ring with me.
Right. But you saw who introduced him, right?
And who was that?
The returning Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah.
The ring general.
Ring general.
Yeah, the ring general.
Yeah, he did introduce him. So hopefully we got a spot for Ludwig because I like him.
Well, he ends up having a match later. I think he's cleared again. I think.
Oh, and we spotted Green Shirt Dude.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. If you pay attention, you know. Green Shirt Dude is at every show.
Why does he look like Gilbert?
Regardless, he looks like a big Gilbert.
Right.
But yeah, Green Shirt Dude is at every show. There is a guy that is usually in the front row near the barricade that's got a green shirt on. That's got, what is it, the 2 eyes?
He's got 2 eyes on it.
Yeah, it's 2 eyes. This dude in the green shirt.
He always wears this little like tan hat.
Yeah, it's a tan. He's in every episode. If you don't believe me, go back and watch him. He's in every single episode. I'm almost sure he's a plant because there's no way that one person has that much money that they can just go around and travel all these shows.
Right.
But Green Shirt Dude is a guy, and Green Shirt Dude is a thing. Saying he's at every show. And if you don't believe me, he will show up in every single show. Every single one.
If you know where to find him.
And yeah, if you know where to find him, it's the dude in the green shirt. Now, the only exception was at the last pay-per-view, not this one, but the one before that, he had on a white shirt.
Yeah, with the eyes still.
But he's still had the eyes. But it's just, but same dude.
Because they told everybody to wear white or whatever.
Yeah, it's a whiteout. And they told everybody to wear white. And lots of people didn't, but he got the memo because he's a player. Anyway.
See, I feel like he might have to be.
He's got to be.
There's no way.
Yeah. But if you look for Green Shirt Dude, that should be like, that's a side quest. That's your for next time you watch Raw and SmackDown because he's at both shows, isn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
He's at the premium live event.
Yeah, he's at both shows and he's at all the pay-per-views. That's your side quest. Look for Green Shirt Dude. He's in the front somewhere. And he shows up every single freaking episode.
That's the other reason I feel like he's a plant because he's always in the very front.
He's
way you
always
get a seat in the very front, bro.
Yeah.
That's cap.
Yeah. And then, so, he's Gunther's talking. He gets interrupted by, what, he hearing voices in his head now? Is that what he's doing? He gets interrupted by RKO, and RKO brings up the fact that he wasn't actually pinned by Gunther because we knew that was coming. But my notes that I took say brand split ? What are we doing?
Well, the only reason I feel like it made sense is because we were already told that we were going to get a rematch of that because it went so wonky. But of course, you didn't apply to that when it came to Shayna Baszler. But
see,
I'm not going to get into that
because you have the WWE dictator rules. You make them apply when you want to.
See, that's clown material.
Bro, they done that all their lives. They done it all my life.
I hate it so much.
They done that since the 80s, bro.
It frustrates me the most. It frustrates me literally the most.
So that's what they do. That is literally what they do.
Yeah, but
Orton mentioned the fact that he wasn't that his shoulders weren't pinned, and
Yeah, his shoulders weren't pinned, and he wasn't really beat up.
Yeah, and he also mentioned
And he didn't lose.
He also mentioned Flair and Steamboat, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah,
because that's another one. If you know, you know. And I've watched those Flair and Steamboat matches, and they were great. They were epic. They were all epic because it was Flair and Steamboat. They were all epic. They were all great. Steamboat hardly ever won. But every match was great, and we all rooted for Steamboat every single time, even though deep down inside we knew he wasn't going to win. Steamboat was that babyface.
Yeah.
There are some baby faces that you root for even though you know they're not going to win. Flair's going to hit you with a low blow. He's going to do that thing where you throw him into the corner and he flips over the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Classic Flair. And the low blow. That's why among all the other nicknames he had, the dirtiest player in the game.
Yep.
He was that guy. Wham, low blow. Every single match. And you want to talk about bloodline matches. As a matter of fact, somebody actually said that. Might have been Arn Anderson. So we're going to hurry up and get him out of his territory because all his matches are the same. We've seen this match many times. When they won the champ, they made him champ, and then they made him tour around because they're like, we got to get him out of this territory because all of his matches are the same. We know what they are. But anyway, that's another story. But the Flair Steamboat reference was classic. I like that because, like I said, I saw a lot of those matches and they were all great. Even though we knew Steamboat won a few of them. But he didn't win nearly the ones that we thought he should have won because he's Steamboat. And Steamboat I believe Steamboat could probably kick you behind now. And I think he's like 72.
Oh, I was going to say $1 million at this point, basically.
$1.5 million, probably. And so now that's the first match we got at Bash at Berlin is Gunther and RKO, which we know RKO isn't going to win.
Well, I feel like also if he does win, that messes up to him and Cody Angle later. But
no, it doesn't.
Well,
it doesn't.
Well, there's a reason Cody loses the belt, but that's later.
Yeah, that's because of Mama Rose. But anyway,
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Sure, it is.
No.
Yeah, it is. It is because we got to put all that together.
No, it's because out of nowhere. That's why.
No, he's not going to lose the belt out of nowhere. No. They got it set up for, what's his name? They got it set up because Rock is going to come back. They got that set up. And they want Roman and The Rock to wrestle. Because we seen all the rest of that stuff.
Right.
So they want Roman and The Rock to wrestle.
Yeah.
But we don't technically have an opponent for Cody at WrestleMania 41. Technically. Unless it ends up being Randy. But I don't think they're going to give Randy another title run. Because I feel like after a year, Cody's got to drop that belt.
I don't feel like he gets another title run, but I feel like he's the reason Cody loses the belt.
But then who does Cody lose it to? And if you say Jacob Fatuso,
I'm not. Relax.
Bruh.
I don't.
That's the only thing I
Maybe even a future Dirty Dog.
Now that is intriguing. I don't know if I feel like he's ready for that, but to be truthful, I don't know if I feel like Gunther's ready for the belt he has either.
Well, I mean, I feel like with Dirty Dog's progression, the way he's progressing, by that WrestleMania, he will be ready.
You could definitely be right.
That's how I feel.
You could definitely be right about that. He is leaps and bounds. I mean, his character work is off the charts. He lives both. They got some of the, like right now, he got some of the best character work in the company, bro. They are killing it. They are really killing it. So
really,
yeah, they're really working that out. DP comes out with the purpose, calls out Finn. We find out that Liv is part of the Judgment Day.
And now Carlito's finally actually remember, and he's got the dopest hoodie ever. Wait, I just wanted to bring that up real quick because like the hoodie is tight. I was like, I just got paid. I don't need to do that, but I feel like I have other things I need to buy. But I almost just bought that hoodie in real time. I almost looked on the shop and it was like, can I just buy this hoodie? Because I bought Carlito's New Judgment Day hoodie. I want that.
Finn said he don't want to fight him. He gonna let JD fight him. And there's an interesting story floating around with Cody and JD, but maybe I'll let you hear it from Cody. But it's a great story about him and JD McDonough. But yeah, how we feeling about Finn saying I'll wait till you feel comfortable and I'll beat you up?
Yeah.
And that's what happened. What?
Well, basically, because we already knew too, because now he's the new de facto leader of the New Judgment Day, and so like he's got to beat the crap out of him.
It's Judgment Day 2.0 and Bloodline 2.0.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, he's got to beat the crap out of him. He's got to, because he's got the numbers. He's the new basically head of the faction. Like,
that's a good head.
It is,
and I hate to say this,
but he's probably the head. Like,
actually, JD McDonough's the head.
You're wild.
But actually, JD McDonough is a good number 2. And I have never thought I wanted to ever say that. I'd never liked JD McDonough. Never. But him and Dom and Finn and Liv.
Right?
They're cool.
Yeah, they are cool.
They're cool. So then CM Punk comes out and he starts talking about how great it is to be alive and how he didn't die at SummerSlam.
I was like, bro, that's not an achievement. He did almost kill you. Like, he didn't, but he was close. It was not an achievement.
Yeah, like, it wasn't pretty.
You got destroyed.
It wasn't one of your best looks, that's for sure. I wasn't happy with that promo. I ain't like it.
I didn't either. Partially because I was like, bro, like, that doesn't mean anything. Like,
and he calls out McIntyre, but instead of McIntyre, he gets Seth Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah. Then Drew comes out after Seth says what he says, because Seth is always gonna, and his interest is always gonna take 12 years because they're all gonna go. Oh. So they're gonna do that. Then Drew comes out, and we all know what's gonna happen, and we don't see this coming. Bronson Reed coming out to destroy Seth Rollins.
Right.
We didn't see that coming.
I definitely didn't. I knew Bronson Reed was gonna beat up somebody, basically. But I never thought for a second it was going to be Seth Rollins.
But he should.
I'm not going to lie, that threw me off.
He should. That should definitely happen.
I couldn't tell if Seth Rollins was actually hurt or not. Because I know they only bring out that towel if you're actually legitimately bleeding and actually hurting. However, then why didn't you stop Bronson Reed from jumping on top of him? Like, if he was really that hurt, then you should have stopped Bronson Reed from jumping on top of him.
Yeah, he jumped on top of him like 6 times. And
like, if you're already hurt, you can't take that anymore, dude.
Bronson Reed's, 330?
Yeah, at least.
So, so you just going to keep... Yeah, so that was their excuse to write Seth off TV again.
Right.
Whatever that means. So, there's that. Then you got JD and DP, all the initials. And he gonna attack McDonough's head, which I don't know if that's the right thing. And what did they say about the nature documentary?
Bro, about the Rams? Like 2 Rams fighting in a while? Yeah. Alright, we need to address this because everybody be going in on JD's head, bro. Like, they be going in on him.
First he was a Klingon. They say he looked like a ram because his head. He just uses. They said, and then he hit the head button. They're like, that's like getting hit with a boulder. I was like, yo.
Yeah, okay, I believe this is because I wrote this line down. Ear to ear, it's like 15 inches, like a longhorn. That's what.
Yeah, he did say that.
That's what he said. That's what Pat hit you with.
That has me so weak, bro. I cannot. I was like, yo, y'all gotta chill out. Everybody be going after JD, bro. They be tearing him up to it. Everybody, if you ain't gonna say something about JD, they gonna bring up his hand size.
Yeah, they gonna make you comment on it. Whether you want to or not, they gonna make you comment.
I was like, dog, dang.
Like, bruh, come on, man.
I know his head big, but dang, son.
So we knew that JD was gonna get beat up.
Yeah.
Then it happens.
Yeah, everybody comes out, they jumping Damian Priest.
And then your girl come out. Mommy comes out for the save.
Yeah.
And Mama want to put some dudes in some moves. That's what she want to do.
Yeah, and then everybody...
And everybody scatters like flies because that's what should happen because Rhea's a tough SOB.
Yeah. Nobody want no parts of that.
No. Then we got the spot with Sammy and the Yeet Man.
Yeah. He talks about getting his championship back.
Yeah. Try to give him a little, pop talk, whatever. So Creed brothers, Chad Gable. What's the stable? Yes. American Maiden.
All right.
Versus the White Six.
That's my first qualm is that is a beyond dumb name. Why did you call them American Made? That is a dumb name.
Because it's a shout out to the American males. If you don't know, look them up. That's WWE is now to the point where they are rewarding you for being a wrestling historian.
Yeah.
And there are lots of things that they put in now that they didn't used to put in that are from years ago.
Yeah.
But if you know, you know. If you've been following it, then you get it. And they've been doing more and more of that lately, which rewards us for all being geeks.
Yeah.
And actually paying attention to our wrestling. And now, let me ask you this. And I noticed this. So on Raw, they had another match, a main event match, that wasn't a title match. How are we feeling about that?
I like it. If you can build compelling stories that don't have to have a title, then do it. Like...
Yeah, that's like the second match in as many weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Where the main event match was not a title, was not for the belt. They did not have.
It wasn't the number one contenders or anything.
Yeah, it's just a match. It's a match people wanted to see.
Right. How did you feel about the match?
Eric Rowan is a big SOB. That's what
Facts.
That's what I got out of that.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely have to hit the pad on that. You definitely do.
Yeah, he's huge.
Because he's like the size of Braun Strowman.
And you know what's worst part about it is?
Almost.
Dexter Lumis is huge. And he makes Dexter Lumis look like a child.
Yeah, Dexter Lumis.
He looks like Joe Gacy. He looks like the way Joe Gacy looks standing next to Dexter Lumis. And Joe Gacy ain't a small man. He's just smaller than the other two dudes he's wrestling with.
Yeah.
That should bother you.
Dexter's
big.
He's kind of swole for real.
And you see him standing next to Eric Rowan, you can barely see him.
Yeah, he does look like a child.
He looks like a child. Eric Rowan is huge. Goodness, so I think, the in-ring debut of the Wild Six, yeah, I'm about it. If they're going to wrestle like that, I'm about it. You keep me out of the spooky stuff, give me the in-ring stuff, I'm about it. Give it to me. Let them slaughter people and run over people, especially Chad Gable. And don't make Chad Gable do the unbelievable, like try to German suplex Eric Rowan. Because nobody's going to believe that. Chad Gable is as big as Eric Rowan's beard. Okay? and probably weighs less than Eric Rowan speak. Okay.
Real time.
In real time. Okay, let's just talk about that. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Well,
Yeah.
The one other thing is I wanted to say is like, why is Eric Rowan so athletic, bro? Like
he's huge. And
I saw that. He's
and
like
athletic
6'8",
and-
6'9", and like 340 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, that dude is on some different.
And you saw the way he just casually flipped over the. I was like, bro, you're lying.
Don't nobody that big need to be flipping over nothing.
I was like, you're lying. Ain't no way you did not just jump it like that, bro.
No, they should.
You got the big old mountain man beard too. Your beard is like 30 pounds. How do you get a good rotation? Like, there's no way.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. You had the Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. You knew what was going to happen there.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne was going to come in and interfere because Pete Dunne always interferes. That's what he does.
I love it.
That's a way to get him on TV. I guess we're going to do something with that.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what. I don't want him to take Ludwig off TV because of it.
No, but he's supposed to be beating up Sheamus. And him and Sheamus kind of had that. Sheamus kind of had that coming from him for a long time.
So that's part of the reason I love it is because it's every get a reward just for actually paying attention.
Yeah, Lara Valkyria and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Shayna loses by DQY.
That's because they all decided they just gonna jump Lara.
That's what usually happens. That's what I want to happen, to be honest.
I mean, yeah.
What the hell?
I also love the fact that Shayna's not allowed to win, but
I don't know. To me, I don't know if I have to have her win as long as she knocks somebody's heads in. If she can be the enforcer, like Solo was, just beat. I don't care if you win. Just beat somebody up. Every week. Wham! Beat somebody up. Put your fist, put your elbow through the temple. Just beat them up. All week. All the time. Probably. If you're on Smackdown, you get a whooping. You get on Raw, you get a whooping. If you're out in the club, you get a whooping. If you're in the if you're on the tour bus, get a whooping. If you're out there drinking Wheatley's vodka with Cody, you get a whooping. I'm coming on the bus. I don't want Cody. I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna beat you bad. I'm getting off the bus and I'm leaving. That's what should happen with Shayna Baszler. Every single week,
for sure.
She needs to whoop somebody else, and she don't ever need to be in a match. Just go whoop people.
I know, but they don't let her be the brutal, mean Shayna Baszler.
That's what I want her to do. I want her to be in a stable with Sonya and Zoe. That's what I want. I want Sonya and Zoe to have like matches, but I want them to not be good matches because I want the girls that they wrestling to be beat up by Shayna Baszler ahead of time so that they win all these matches. That's what I want. And when they fall out because Zoe and Sonya lose one of these matches. And then they blame Shayna for not beating them up. That's what I want to happen. Right there. That's the whole thing right there.
I've been doing the hard work the whole time. Like, you can't have me do everything.
Yeah,
it's not my fault.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Then you set up Shayna versus Sonya? Whoo. That would be a banger. That's going to be straight nasty.
They both got a mean streak.
I don't even care who wins.
It's unchallenged.
I don't even care who wins. And Zoe has to interfere in the match.
Right.
But even though she's been Sonya's tag team partner this whole time, she turns on Sonya and helps Shayna to win. There is your fantasy booking right there in a nutshell. That's how they should do that. But they're not gonna, so all that's irrelevant anyway.
Well, that partially means you have to give Sonya something. That partially means you have to give Sonya something.
I think they're working on getting her some more stuff though. Like they have to work her back in because I still don't know how healthy she is. I mean, she's doing matches and stuff. It's gonna take a while to get her feet back out from under her sea legs back up under her.
Right.
You know. So I think they're working her back in. Karrion Kross promo, and then Karrion Kross and the Final Testament with the New Day.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Who?
Honesty Jones?
Yeah, Honesty Jones. The big old dude.
How we feeling about that?
I don't really know. What if he ends up being the newest member of the New Day?
We're thinking about it. We really are thinking about it.
See, and I thought
because and Big E supports it.
Well, shoot, if Big E supports it, you might got to go on ahead. He gave it the green light. It's okay then.
Yeah. But that also means you're going to have to start making New Day win matches. So I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not.
Right.
Yeah, if you got him in there, then he got to start winning matches. And you got what, Grayson Waller and A-Town down. Yeah. Versus the Awesome Truth.
And they just win. This was kind of whack.
I don't even know if I want to comment on that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to keep it moving. So Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark, they beat up Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
And apparently they're writing Dakota Kai off of the show. She's really hurt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why they all beat her down.
That's all.
And I don't want all the Samoans to get hurt at one time.
Right?
Yeah, I don't want all the Samoans to get hurt at one time. Y'all need to space out your hurt Samoans. You need to space out your Samoans getting hurt.
Right.
But she even though she is not part of the bloodline, Dakota Kai is Samoan. Crazy, I know, but what it is. And I've actually, Dakota Kai's growing on me too. I like her.
I do too.
She's good. She's
I liked her for a minute anyway, though.
You liked her before I did. You did. You liked her before I did. And I kept trying to see what you were saying, and I couldn't see it. But I see it.
You got it also because I felt like she was cooler when she was a heel because she had a little bit of meanness in her. She would just do stuff sometimes.
Samoan coming out of her.
Yeah,
she was Scalpamolo.
She would do something and you just like, bro, that was just mean. Because she has to do that to us.
Because she's teeny. She's a teeny looking woman. Now, apparently.
She's tall though.
Yeah, so then Kairi Sane and with that child named Io Sky, they beat up Sonya and Zoe. They won the match. While I do want to see them win the match, I don't want to see them be face.
I don't either. I think that's the wrong choice.
Yeah, I don't want to see them face.
I really don't.
But they're getting a huge pop though. Getting a huge pop.
They are, but
if that pop is big now, how big do you think it's gonna be when Asuka comes back?
True, but
it's gonna blow the lid off. And Asuka's good either way.
Yeah.
And if Asuka is the de facto leader of that group, her and Io, I don't know if you can't give them the tag team belts. I really don't know that.
True.
I don't know that. Like, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. And I don't know who's going to beat him, man. You get Io screaming, bruh.
You get Kevin Oscar back?
Yeah. Well, she going to jam out to your theme song and then whoop you? Oh, no.
Yeah, do some yelling while she doing it?
Yeah, and yell and beat you up.
That's the way.
Yeah. They're going to go crazy once Asuka gets back. They're going to be stupid. But, yeah.
One other match that we did forget to cover, but what did you think about Nia Jax winning the belt?
Of course, she was gonna win the belt. I don't know what we're gonna do with Bayley now, but of course she won the belt. Why would she not win the belt?
I loved it though, and it did go how I said it was gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, of course she was gonna win the belt because, like, Bayley. Okay, Bayley is all about the women's division. That's who she is. Bayley is looking to put over anybody that she believes works hard and does the things that they do. Nia has really improved the second run.
Yeah.
But part of that is her booking.
True.
Her booking has been masterful the second run.
I feel like she also put it in work, though.
But she's put in work. You can tell she's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I'd say her moves.
She's a lot less careless, a lot less reckless, while still seeming to be careless and reckless, but not.
Right.
And she brought that up in the match.
Right.
But, which is a little inside baseball, and you get more and more of that all the time now. Especially, I think Roman started that. Like, it always was a thing, but Roman really started, like, really doing it. Like,
yeah, because Roman is just he's Roman.
Yeah, and Roman's reign was incredible. Pandemic and all, beautiful. I don't think Gunter can have a reign like that.
No, he definitely can't.
But granted, there's not too many people that can. Cody could if they booked him right, but he can't.
Not anymore.
No.
Partially because it's been too flat already. You can't start off that flat to get a reign like that.
No. Well, and all those matches with Kevin Owens to build a feud initially.
Yeah.
There's no better guy to build a feud with the KO, bro.
Right? Fight Owens fight.
Because he gonna keep coming. Bro, if you're really trying to build a fight, build a rivalry, bro.
And it's believable because the way Owens is he will fight everyone to the death.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, until I win, I will keep fighting you and everybody with you until I win.
Until I win.
Or I can't breathe anymore. And you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, relax. He's like, no.
No, I'm not going to relax. I don't even want the belt. I just want to whoop you.
Kevin Owens is the ultimate crash out. I love it.
Yes, he is a walking crash out. Yeah, he done that several times. And remember the elimination chamber?
Yeah.
Started screaming in the chamber, bro.
Yeah, I was like, bro, he's too juiced. He's ready to go right now,
yes.
Even though he's not even in the match. He's yelling at everyone else in the match because he can't wait to get in.
He is the ultimate crash out.
I love it.
He is the ultimate crash out. I love it. But I think that was everything, Jay. We covered. And I did hear some distressing news about AEW. I don't usually cover AEW, but I'm going to put this out there. I know also that Jim Ross may not be doing as well as he could be doing. Jim Ross may be having a setback or two. And that's hard. But he's old. We could say that too.
Yeah.
But that's hard. But also, I heard that AEW's network is not doing very well. The network that they are on is not doing so well.
That's hard.
So they were counting on these on their new rights deal to make them profitable, and that may not be a thing. We will have to wait and see.
Well, that's hard.
But that ain't good at all. Ain't good. But anyway, that is. Before we go, one boot of the week. What did you see?
I don't know. Like, I feel like it was pretty good. I was like, this is my only thing. Is I feel like if you use the splash as a finishing move, you should just wear knee pads off rep. That's my personal opinion because I know if it was me, my knees struggle. So, like, I'm a big dude. My knees hurt easily. I'm wearing knee pads if I use a splash. I feel like everybody, if you use a splash, should wear knee pads. But so one move goes to Jake.
Mine is probably the Bloodline Rules match. It's not the actual match itself. It's the fact that there is a Bloodline Rules match. And we never had a Bloodline Rules match, and now we have them all the time.
And it was very predictable.
It was, the whole pay-per-view was predictable, but...
No, but that was even more so predictable, especially after you found out it was going to be a Bloodline Rules.
Yeah, I just don't know what took them so long to come out. That was dumb, too. I didn't really like that. Like, that whole thing, to me, just stunk. Like, I'm not talking about the actual participants in a match, but the match itself stunk. Like, it took too long for the Bloodline to come down, and then you had the whole thing, like say, was predictable. We all knew Roman was coming back. It's the worst kept secret in WWE, other than Vince's alleged. Nobody liked it.
Actually, no, my one boot, I gotta take it back. It was Roman Reigns' booty music. What was that?
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I was like, what the crap is this?
Maybe they changed it up because he's not part of the Bloodline, but they got different music anyway.
Yeah.
So he could have went back to using it. And had that music hit when they headed the tape, that place would have lost their minds.
Yeah, I was like, that was his music. Like, so it didn't really matter because the Bloodline was using his music anyway. So that's how I was like, bro, what is this? I was about ready to throw hands. I'm like, who is that? I don't know who that is.
You wouldn't have known until you saw the graphic that said head of the table.
I mean, I knew who it was because I knew there was only one person coming out. And I knew...
You knew he was the only one
I knew it was the head of the table, but I was also like, that's not the head of the table, baby. Yeah. I don't know who that is.
And then it took him a while to come out, and they're like, maybe it's not the head of the table.
See, I was like, I don't know who music this is either. So honestly,
it always take a while to come out.
Yeah, it always
it always has. He just don't move. We don't move fast.
That's why they had the holographic version of him first. He'll warm you up to make sure you know he's coming.
Yeah, they got rid of all of that.
Right.
Yeah, that was my one boot. The whole Bloodline Rules match. I mean, I didn't necessarily mind the match so much, but I don't like the way they did it. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Like it's not even the fact that it's predictable. But like I said, if it's Bloodline Rules match, why you gotta wait 10 minutes for the Bloodline to actually come down and whoop somebody? Then you have an actual injury, which I'm not, that's a part of wrestling.
Right.
I'm not bemoaning that at all. It's the fact that you have Roman come down, and those are the two lamest moves in his arsenal. The Superman punch and the spear. I mean, real talk. It is.
Those are all the moves he ever had.
No, he had other matches. He put Seth out with that guillotine. Remember?
Yeah.
I like
the guillotine. Not for him.
I like the guillotine. Yeah, because he's big and he's strong.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was never a fan of it.
I like the guillotine. It's good. I like the guillotine on creatine because that's what that was. But that's what I wanted. It's what I wanted right there.
I prefer Rhea's altered cloverleaf or whatever the crap that is.
Yeah, that's that. But Gunther uses that same move though.
Yeah,
and
I saw it.
He's not from Texas, so
no, he's not.
But neither is Rhea.
Yeah,
he's not. They're not even from stateside.
Facts.
So does that? So I guess it's just a.
And how you feel about Gunther getting to wrestle at home? Because they're going to Berlin.
Is he German or is he Austrian?
Well, I mean, if Wales can be Drew McIntyre's backyard, then it's fine. Then it's fine. In that case.
I can't with these people. And I can't with their geography. I cannot. Them in their geography, bro. They did WWE geography. One boot. Right there. That's what I got for the one boot. WWE geography. I can't.
That is impossible to learn.
Yeah, it's impossible to learn. One, because the rules change too often. That's one. And two, I don't know if they ever work rules to it.
Thanks.
Yes, because apparently Wales is Scotland. And
yeah,
Austria is Germany.
So I told you, if that's how it could be, then
Texas is California. And I don't know.
Cleveland is anywhere in the United States.
Cleveland could be Cleveland, or Cleveland could be San Diego.
Right.
Or Portland, or Bangor, Maine.
Facts.
It could be.
So it doesn't really matter.
We don't know where Cleveland is. Cleveland is an entity among itself, and it will survive as a conduit to other cities.
Yes.
Yes. You are in Cleveland, but you are going to Bismarck, North Dakota.
Yes.
You are in Cleveland. You are going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. You are in Cleveland. You are going to Charlotte, North Carolina. Cleveland is now the Mecca
of the world.
Yes. And Tiffy is the center of the universe.
Stop it.
Hey, and with that, until we eat again, keep it pushing.